Sometimes, as you said, I'm a member of a scientific institute, and we are part of a company of a producing industry. But sometimes I more feel like being a member of a trading company, trading with information. So that's our role, more or less, because as producer of construction coatings, we are not producing nanomaterials ourselves. We get them as raw materials. And we have to collect information and deliver information. And one thing I learned from this dialogue is that we do not only have a function of distribution, but also of translation. Because on the one hand, I'm dealing with perhaps people from BASF, toxicologists, chemists, specialists. On the other hand, our customers are painters or do-it-yourselfers, buying our products or DAW products in the markets. And of course, the language is completely different. And it is our function to translate the information in an understandable way for our customers, and that's really a hard task. We have a lot of raw material suppliers. It's hundreds or even thousands of raw materials we're using all over Europe, and we generated a questionnaire derived partially also from the output of this nano dialogue and sent it to our raw material suppliers. And the feedback was very inhomogeneous. Of course, from some companies we got, with high expertise, we got very detailed information about particle size distributions, about the structure of the particles and so on. From other companies we got, for instance, the very general information: all our products are nanomaterials. Most of our solid products are in more or less powder form, are milled or ground minerals, naturally occurring minerals, and they all apply to the EU nano definition. And some suppliers say, no, we don't have any nanomaterials, and another supplier of the same material says, yes, of course, all our materials are nano. But we don't have a particle size distribution because it's the same milled limestone we are using since 100 years. So that's the different level of information we get from our material suppliers.
How do you deal with that if you have so different answers and you have to appraise that? I guess that was the same situation for the NGOs, that they said they had so many difficulties in appraising the data. So how do you deal with that?
Well, the only possibility for a fast action for us is to try to sort between materials that are on the market for centuries. Partially, it's the same pigments, naturally occurring minerals we are using since decades or centuries in the paint sector, and at least in the first step sort them out and focus on the materials that are new or special in a certain sense. Okay. That have, on the one hand, perhaps a certain property, a certain benefit that is given by the raw material supplier with this material, or where we have clear information that it is intentionally manufactured to have really the main part of the particles in the nano range. And then we ask for much more detailed information, and we set up a process for a special handling of these raw materials in the supply chain.